Hello, my name is Elizabeth Cunningham, and today I'll be presenting on the trends in temperature and precipitation for Glen, Burnie, Maryland as a part of my summer data 6020 class taught by Professor Carrie Beam, the University of Maryland Global Campus. The data that I have chosen is from a weather station at BWI, which gives us information for Glen, Burnie, Maryland. To investigate if there is a significant trend in the temperature data, I have plotted a time series graph for the last 2.5-ish years that shows that temperature does have a 12-month seasonality, but does not have a significant positive or negative trend, and therefore forecast the estimated average maximum temperature for July to be 89.51 degrees, which is right in line with the previous years. These temperatures are best represented by a polynomial trend line due to the multiple peaks in the data set. And investigating things such as temperature, precipitation, and other weather information is important to various industries such as business and farming, as weather can greatly impact their profits due to shipping delays inside a business or yields of crops for farming. So it's important that we understand the trends that are happening in things such as temperature, but temperature isn't the only thing that we can investigate with this data set. And other factors such as dew point and humidity can help us understand how people perceive weather. Dew point and humidity are related to how much moisture can and is in the atmosphere, which influences our day-to-day weather. A day that has higher dew point and higher humidity will feel far more sticky than a day with lower dew point and humidity. And in this dew point temperature time series, the average dew point temperature we can see does have a small trend upward, and has a similar seasonality to temperature, and thus is modeled by a similar polynomial trend line. And this leads the forecast for average dew point in July of 2024 to be 70.09, which is just ever so slightly significantly higher than the previous couple of years. But when we investigate precipitation, we can see that there is no significant trend or seasonality to this data, which is why I have a linear trend line in here, as there is no real great trend line to predict it. And therefore, the predicted 3.275 inches of precipitation is not a reliable forecast for the precipitation that will occur in July of 2024. Attempting to forecast precipitation by means of time series is not very reliable, although if we look at some of the other relationships inside of the data that we have here, we can kind of get some other indicators of precipitation. So by investigating things such as average dew point, average humidity, as well as the minimum temperature, we are able to see that these higher dew points, higher humidities, and higher minimum temperatures, tend to have these larger circles that are collecting up in this graph here. And this is because these conditions tend to create better conditions for storms that would lead to precipitation. And you can see that these lower dew points and temperature and humidities and lower temperatures tend to have less, but there's obviously larger circles throughout because there is no real trend with precipitation. But atmospheric pressure can also impact precipitation, or can be a good indicator. As we can see, there are some dips in atmospheric pressure that then are accompanied by days of larger precipitation, either the day after, like I was showing there before, or the same day. And this is why we really want to look at other factors when it comes to precipitation than just a time series. That is all the time that I have here for today. Here are my references. Thank you for listening.